Welcome. It's your boy, MarkN MEFC fan, and you know what it is, guys. Smash the likes and subscribe. It's the reaction to the Concacaf group stage as the final round of World Cup qualifiers has begun. And yesterday we saw the competition, we saw the battle, we saw Suriname, SURI boys taking on and upsetting Panama. While everyone thought Panama was going to have an easy victory, Suriname boys had a different thing in mind. The Suriname boys had a very good game, and if anyone paid attention, the entire team or the majority of their team hails from the mainland in the Netherlands, and they all perform or play in the Eredivisie. And this bodes very well for the Surinamese as their team was very difficult for Panama to break down. In fact, I would go on limb and say that Suriname had the better of the game. They controlled most of the game. They had most of the biggest chances in the game. It's shocking they did not grab multiple goals to take the 3 points in this competition that ended in a nil-nil draw. Panama, of course, had some good opportunities, two free kicks late, and a lot of tests for the goalkeeper, even hitting the post, almost scoring on a few occasions as well. But I would say that came in the late half of the game, while the majority of the game, Suriname was definitely taking the attack to the Panamanians, and it was interesting a watch to have. And guys, I tell you, this CONCACAF has awakened. And what I can tell you is that looking at the football now, the level is going up and the sky is the limit now for all the different islands and the different major introductions and progressive moves that islands are making to get themselves competent, or should I say competitive, for the World Cup, not only for 2026 but going forward. Guys, it's going to be a very interesting time. As you also see yesterday, disappointment, heartbreak for Guatemala as a late goal coming in from none other than Osvaldo of El Salvador, taking the lead and taking the full 3 points in fine style. And of course, the El Salvadorians celebrated heartily on a big victory because Guatemala was expected to win that game as one of the powerhouses in CONCACAF. Now, going forward, guys, it's going to get more interesting as our boys, my boys, the Soca Warriors, take on Curaçao later tonight. Guys, that is going to be a big clash. Curaçao, quite like Suriname, has introduced the dual passport situation that allows a lot of their talent who has heritage to now be able to play for Curacao as well, even though they hail from the mainland in the Netherlands. And of course, they have a lot of talent, including the older brother Dylan Timber of Jurian Timber, who plays for the Netherlands and Arsenal. It's going to be an interesting clash, but the Trinidad Soca Warriors are not the lame ones. We have an exciting young team that has been named by Dwight York, featuring the red hot Dante Sealy, who has been scoring in every single game he played for in the last 3 weeks for his team Montreal FC in the Canadian League. Now it's going to get even more interesting as there are call-ups from the MLS and from England. And what I can say about Obikunu is that Nigerian Trinidadian international striker is a very physical, strong opponent with a good shot on him. It will cause a lot of problems. We have not seen him other than in the Unity Cup match games where we played against the likes of Nigeria and Ghana and Jamaica. But it's going to be even more of an impact when he comes in against Curacao. We are going to need it. We also have returning core members of the team, such as Nathaniel James and the likes of others like Seeley, as we mentioned, Kieran Spicer, who has been doing very well. He's now moved to Orlando City and is set to have a lightning electric season in the MLS this season. And of course, guys, we know that we prefer our players to come from Europe, but the MLS players that we have introduced into the squad, they are nothing to be sniffed at. They have been showing great performances so far and contributing with goals. Now, there are senior players in the team, of course, but there are a few absentees, notably the likes of Jovan Jones and Alvin Jones, who is out with injury. Jovan not selected for this game, unfortunately for him. But it still has the likes of Kevin Molino, who is a standard rapport has a standard repertoire, who comes in and delivers very big for Trinidad and Tobago, and of course is doing it in the CFU Cup for the Defense Force. It's going to be an interesting encounter for the Trinidad and Tobago Soca Warriors, and of course, guys, we are going to be here for that, so don't forget to tune in later on. Of course, also, the Reggae Boys will be making their debut into the tournament tonight, as well as they face the lower leg of the group in Bermuda. Of course, I will not disrespect Bermuda, but they aren't one of the strongest teams in the region at this point. They are now getting themselves prepared, and of course, Jamaica, being one of the strongest teams, are expected to take this very easily. And of course, we will see who wins. That game airs before the Trinidad game. We will be taking into account some of the moments and highlights of that game and reacting it before we get into the watch along for the Trinidad match against Curaçao. Guys, it's going to be an exciting one, and of course, I am very excited for this. Stay tuned for more information as Trinidad and Concacaf World Cup unfolds right here on the channel with your boy, MarkN MUFC fan. You know what it is, guys. Smash the like and subscribe, and we'll be back for more later on.